endurance. Look at how we're built, how we're made up. Look at how spiritually inclined I believe us to be. So those things I feel are Black privilege. That this doesn't take away from any other race when it comes to spirituality. I'm just saying, as far as things like music, you don't get music without Black people. That it just doesn't happen. Which is why anything that you see with music, we pretty much done it first. Yeah, we pretty much influenced it. When it comes to mathematics, when it comes to ancient Kemet, down to the calendars, down to all of the sciences and stuff like that, that all comes from Africa. You know what I'm saying? So those are the type of things that I align Black privilege with. Access to those type of things for sure.
Right.
You know, rhythm, stuff like that. Things like rhythm and stuff like that. That doesn't mean that other people don't have rhythm. But when you look at our people, we don't struggle with rhythm at all. You know what I'm saying? And things like that. So that's the things that I align. And there's probably more than I'm not thinking of right now, but there's something that I align with Black privilege.
I always say the Black man is like the most copied man. So,
for sure. And the Black woman.
Of course. And you know, I wanted to touch onto that. I'm not sure if you've been hearing, forgive me, I can't remember his name. Something Jackson, the gentleman who was going all over Instagram. He cheated on his wife and she's sitting next to him. And have you seen that?
I just seen what people are talking about, but I haven't really ingratiated myself into it and seen. But I did see it.
I'm trying not to be so engulfed in it because it's just it's BS. But again, I can't remember his name. It's something Jackson. But what I was trying to get at is because I feel like he disrespected his woman so bad, and she's Black. And what I wanted to talk about is just the disrespect or the misrepresentation of the Black woman, and how I feel like the Black woman isn't protected enough, especially by her Black, sisters and her Black kings and her Black queens as well. So, what are your thoughts on that?
I think that it just depends. Like, I think we can always do better in protecting our queens, and I think that when there are instances that you may see a gentleman not protect his queen, it goes viral like that, and it makes it bad. Definitely, with us fighting amongst each other, there are some people and some kings that are definitely protecting their queens, and vice versa. You know what I'm saying? But you do have certain examples that do blow up to where it makes it this huge thing, and stuff like that grows legs to where it's like the Black man and the Black woman that just can't get along. It's like, no, that's that instance. You know what I'm saying? That's not reality for all Black people. So that's kind of how I look at it. That doesn't mean that there are not instances to where I feel like Black men can't get better. We're protecting Black women. You know what I'm saying? But I do believe like some of those instances that be on social media, they are true, I'm assuming, but it doesn't mean that that's the reality for all of us.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, so that's kind of how I look at it.
It's just almost like that's what's been like, just been the picture that's been painted to us so much. That's all we see is, right. And it goes for the other way around with us, the women protecting the Black men or lifting them up. Right. It's the same thing, and I feel like we need to do our job to uplift our kings and our queens.
We need to do we definitely need to do a better job as well. I think a lot of our mistreatment, a lot of that comes from slavery and other things, whether it's how you was raised. I think that society in which we live in, there's a lot of things that make disrespect very easy to do, make damn near glorify disrespect. Like calling women bitches or mistreating a woman, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's kind of like dope, and vice versa. Like, whether, through music, things like that can help to where like it can help women to be like, yeah, I just curved this Black man or whatever. I made him do this. I made him do that. I feel like society sometimes throws gas on the fire to where it makes it more accessible or easy for us to like kind of treat each other like that.
Definitely.
You know what I'm saying?
Now you said, like you said, within our music and stuff like that. But, and touching on music, how do you feel about in today's society, like, how do you feel about those, like, the bigger names more so, and within this rap game? How do you feel with them using their platform, to speak on things kind of like what we're talking about, and to change the narrative of the Hollywood rapper, if that makes sense? So I just basically, I mean, like, how do you feel like we need more rappers like the Kendricks, like the Nipseys, like the J. Cole, to speak and actually educate our younger brothers and sisters?
Yeah, we definitely need more Kendricks and Nipseys and stuff like that. But also, it depends on the person. Like, there's certain people that I wouldn't want to hear that from. Like, that's not their world, and I don't want to force them into that world.
Mm-hmm.
But on the flip side, when that world do come about and they try to just jump into that, they can't just be placed to the front of the line with a movement that they really are not ingratiated in. You know what I'm saying? That doesn't mean that they can't help if they want to. And, you know what I'm saying? And I don't know. Depends on the day. Because if something like a police shooting happened and I'm real angry, I want everybody to speak out. But I think that when I kind of like digress and stuff like that, I don't want everybody speaking like that. To be honest, I don't even want a lot of rappers even in that role. To me,
Why is
I feel
that?
like there should, because there's more to Black people as far as speaking out than rappers. There could be doctors. There are people who got political science degrees and stuff like that also should be like not glorified, but also there should be a light on them. But I think that everybody looks to the rapper because of the things that they have and stuff like that, and say, well, you're Black and you have money and people like you, so you speak. But a lot of these people are not even fit to even speak with stuff like that. So some of them, I feel like, based on their music and who they come off as far as character, I expect them, and I wish there were more of them. But I don't want every person, every rapper, because they Black, to speak on it. Like, it's not something that I demand in my mind. Some people, I don't even think about them speaking about that. Like, I don't even think about them, period, when it comes to our issues, because that ain't even the person that they come off as.
Right.
You know.
I agree. I think it was Drake. I saw something the other day, and they were basically saying how he doesn't really speak out, or he doesn't really speak on like issues like that within his music. And he doesn't. But I will say, like, I've seen him speak out on it, but he doesn't. Again, like, he doesn't vocalize.
He's not like Kendrick. Well, I just had a conversation with my girlfriend about this, actually. But like, because I seen that didn't sit well with him. About, like, I've seen in interviews that it doesn't sit too well with Drake about, like, Black people kind of not claiming him. And Black people probably are not going to claim him as much as he wants if those type of things don't happen. Also, you got to look at Drake. Drake is Canadian, you know what I'm saying? And Drake definitely is a Black man, of course, you know what I'm saying? But the American Black experience and the things that Drake do doesn't mean that they don't align, but there's certain differences, you know what I'm saying? To when you from here and when you are down here and you speaking out and you doing certain things, we're going to put our arms more around a Kendrick because he's speaking to our issues, and then he's an American Black, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? So, but there's Blacks that don't also have to be just from America. I think Drake being Jewish as well, you know what I'm saying? Like, even though Drake be with Black people, just me being authentic, I think that Black people don't feel like Drake is theirs.
Okay.
More like Kendrick, you know what I'm saying? Or like even or a J. Cole or like a Nas. Yeah. Like, we feel like these people are like riding for us. Even though Drake may do this behind closed doors, which is his own decisions, that's where I think the disconnect comes with a lot of African Americans and Drake. You know,
I love how you put that. Got me thinking about something.
Yeah, for real.
Really quick, who's your favorite rapper?
Of all time or currently?
Give me both. Of all time.
All time, Jay-Z. Um, it's tough currently. I'll just name a couple. I like Kendrick Cole, Rock
Okay.
Marciano,
Okay.
and Nas and Jay. You know what I'm saying? I like a lot of people today, but all time Jay-Z.
Right. Okay. That was I just wanted to get a little feel of what kind of
Yeah.
rappers you like. I kind of had some kind of feel, and so I have the same taste. So um
Yeah.
so back on topic. I wanted to did you hear about in yeah, Evanston, Illinois, that they're the first to be apparently be distributing reparations to Black people. Did you hear about that?
I didn't hear. No, I don't
No.
think I heard about this.
Yeah, so they're supposed to be distributing about $400,000 to eligible Black households, and each eligible household will receive $25,000. So, what are your thoughts on that?
What makes you eligible?
Right.
Just being black.
I didn't look too much into it, but just from reading that article, that's all it was kind of vague. That's all it kind of was said, is that you were just eligible. That's a good question. What makes you eligible? But what are your thoughts on that? What if we were to finally receive reparations?
I think that I'm definitely pro reparations. I mean, that's an easy one. I see a lot of people. It'd be white people like, well, there's not really a number we can put on it. It's like, okay, you think that you should be the person who should decide that number if there was a number?
Right.
No, you know what I'm saying? No. And then a lot of them don't think that they benefit from things that their ancestors done, which is the wildest thing. It's a direct benefit from what our ancestors done and the free labor, which is why these situations are happening in the first place. It's the undertone of our country, of this country at least. You know what I'm saying? So I think, all right, so I'm pro reparations. I want my shit tomorrow.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Either that or we can tear down everything. We can tear down everything that our ancestors built, and we can go back to Africa after that. As long as we get to tear down everything we built here, which means you're gonna have nothing here for the most part. And then we'll go back to Africa. But that's how we should do it right there.
And it cracks
me up because pay us what you owe us.
Those same people, like, you can't really put a number on. Like you said, they're the same ones that I've been hearing, like, oh, it's not fair that, like, just trying to say that it wasn't like their fault. Like, how can we say that their ancestors? It's just a crock of bullshit to me.
No, but the thing about it, the point is, this isn't about it being your fault. You're still benefiting from it. That's exactly the issue. The issue isn't that it's your fault. But that's how they try to turn it with that. It's not your fault. No, but it's their fault that you're benefiting from it. So now we have to make that wrong. We have to make that right, to where people are on equal playing ground. You own everything here. You're hiring more. You're hiring your own kind, deciding who, what, why, when, where, and then you're talking about it's not your fault. Nah. It's not about your fault. It's about there not being even playing fields, which is what we fighting here today, every day. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. So I'm, like you said, I'm ready for my reparations. I'm ready for that. I want my 40 acres, my mule, all that.
To be honest, I don't even think about it because I don't think it's gonna happen. Yeah. But if it become a thing, if you think I ain't about to show up for it, I'm definitely gonna show up for it. Right, for real.
Okay. So the last thing I wanted to just touch on before we jump out of here, is, I don't know if you heard about in Houston, the police with I think it was, they were chasing a guy, and long story short, they ended up shooting a 1-year-old in the head. And they thought the mom was at the gas station pumping gas, and her child was in the car, and they thought that the mom was with the gentleman they were chasing, and they didn't believe her, and ended up shooting the kid in the head. So this goes back to defunding the police. So I want to get your opinion on this, your thoughts on this incident, just the incident itself, and then I want to, how do you feel about defunding the police?
That incident is heartbreaking. Man, it's so interesting that it always be Black life that these stupid things happen to. It just, to me, it's just echoes of how much Black life is cared for in America. Like, it's always so like, oh, this happened and a baby got struck by a police officer's gun. And it's always like it's a Black person. It's like a Black child. So that right there is, that drives my issue with America and the construct of America, because there